The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
The guard is dressed in fine scale mail in iron. Guests over there, he says. One hand resting on a saber, the hilt of a saber.
That is my intent.
You'll seek guest right here.
Yes.
One moment.
Of course.
Pulls a little bell, it goes. Someone comes to right in a fine woolen coat with an apron incongruously over it. A ball-shaped man with a huge walrus-like mustache waxed to two fine, slightly curled points walks up, his bald head glistening with sweat. He's like, good morning, master. I understand someone here petitions for the right to be a guest here.
We do, yes.
He kind of glosses over all of you and settles on you and only pays attention to you. And sir begs a room.
I would like a... Myself and my party members would like a room, yes.
The tips of his mustache quiver downwards slightly and then back up to normal. He says, I'm afraid that will not be possible. There is only one room potentially available for appropriate guests at the Owl's Throne.
Oh, you're full. I suppose we'll have to find somewhere else in order for all of us to stay.
No, he doesn't want us there.
One side of the mustache twitches at this.
Is something wrong with my friends?
It would not be polite to say anything of the kind. He seems a little affronted at the idea.
It's alright, Saphira. We have other places. You can stay here. We will go to one of the other inns. It's not
Are
a
you
great
sure?
loss. It's the way it is.
Could it possibly be that I am addressing Saphira the Rat Paladin?
Well... Yes and no.
We have had guests who have mentioned your generalship in the frozen
Paladin.
north, preventing
Son,
the
bring it
evil
up.
Frostwalkers' legions of the ice. It is said you captained an army made up of many fine burning soldiers and some other nations as well.
That is true, however I am merely a cleric, not a paladin.
It was a great battle.
It was. It was a great victory as
It
well.
was a great victory.
It is possible, under the light, that there may be a room for you here.
Of course, well, my friends seem content to find other accommodations, so...
Yes, perhaps Hafang or future king may have room for them.
Maybe you should try Shadowhearth as well, it is not far from this one.
The man did say as
Left
such.
side of his mustache twitches upwards twice.
I could try.
Don't know mustache like.
I've got etiquette, I might know what this means. This might be a thing.
It is a thing.
8.
That's less than your wisdom,
Yes.
even with the penalties for it being super foreign. The extreme high nobility and those who serve them in Burmanian cities take a virtue from not showing emotion.
Just a note. Etiquette is charisma based.
You're getting the answer anyway.
I know, I'm just saying, yeah.
Where was I? take a virtue from not showing emotion, and so have developed a language of signaling what they want you to see, known as twitch, involving mustache movements or movements of the upper lip or eyebrows. Slight eye movement is also indicated in this as well.
So I know this, but at the same time I cannot translate it because I don't know enough to...
You could learn.
I could learn
Because
it,
you
but
have the etiquette proficiency, you could learn it.
But at this stage I don't actually.
At this stage, you would know that that definitely means something.
Yeah.
And that by doing it, he wishes to indicate that to you. Whether it's what he's actually feeling, not necessarily a thing, but there's information being broadcast that you're not picking up on.
Yeah. I'll just cock an eyebrow at this. If he wants to interpret that as something, it's just what I do. It's just what I do because.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he's that gay. Okay.
He's not that gay, but he's still gay.
He's also running it in the new city, so he's used to foreigners' expressions. So, you're not going to broadcast anything you don't want to hear.
Well, I shall stay here, and if
Just want
you would,
We'll progress to one of the other ends.
yes. I don't know how I will get in contact with you again. I doubt they will let you in to see me, and if I do not know where you are going, then...
We will bring a message, I'm sure it will be relayed.
Of course.
It's fine.
Okay.
May you always find shade and water. Continue.
Stay.
Now the Hagelin. Mein Name ist Malcolm.
Greetings. Saphiro, of course, as you know.
Yeah, I can offer you a fine room on our 3rd floor. It is very technical. Specific. You understand? Each room comes with a servant for your needs.
Ah.
Of course. And of course only the finest prices available. This side of the river.
Of course. So what would your standard rate be for this room?
Well, for such a great general, the honor of stowing him here will cost 80 darseks per day.
Very well.
Yeah.
His mustaches just curl inwards and then spring out to a sharp point before settling back to the way they were.
Go.
And he sort of just hops a little.
To be honest, I was expecting a lot more.
It's 80 gold for the room!
Yeah.
For a night. For one night!
If he hadn't overheard that you were a famous, renowned general, it would be more.
Yeah.
Your pay rate here is a status symbol. Okay, money is transferred. You are welcomed in. The interior of the Arok's throne is inlaid in fine wood and marble. Unpolished grey vein and quartz-laced marble, so there's a slight glittering effect. This borders the dark wood floors. There are many tapestries of fine victories. A subdued drinking room and lounge is available. This would not have a bar in it, of course, but it's effectively a bar. And you are led up several flights of stairs with wide hallways to a large double room. You have a washstand, an armoire. There is it is unlocked. There is a set of small silver keys on a velvet cloth beside your bed. These are for your chests, the armoire, the door, various things. There is a bell pull rope which summons a variety of different servants depending on who's on duty within a few minutes. Many things are explained to you. You only need to sleep for 2 hours a night here to get full resting bonus.
Nice.
That's what you pay for. Also, the staff have healer proficiencies, so you would get 2 hit points back per night instead of 1. And if there is anything you ever need,
Thank you. You have been most gracious.
he will leave you alone to the privacy of your rooms with the discretion born of someone who knows when to keep his mouth shut.
I'm going to tidy up.
The room is already clean.
No, myself, because I've been on the road for several days.
There's a bathhouse downstairs in the basement.
I may pay a visit.
You don't have to pay.
No, I mean, I may pay a visit.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
out in Crudlerton,
I'll come back to these guys. So we're not allowed to stay here.
Why?
a suspicious absence of Sphero.
Because we are not mighty Saphiro. Yes, Saphiro.
We
What?
we are beneath the patronage of the sin, I believe.
We'll head to the
Flare of rage builds inside you, fucking Bermany.
we'll head to one of the other inns.
Should kill and stab them.
How hard can it be to take over an inn?
Yeah, looking up the towers.
Today and
Yeah.
tomorrow, the entire city!
We could try the Shadow Heath.
That strange man recommended that place. And it sounds the least high standing.
Also, it didn't seem that the
I mean, we could just stay somewhere that doesn't charge 40 gold a night.
that would be nice. That's why we're
40
trying.
gold a night. Yeah, that's the standard rate.
So we'll head to the Shadow Heath.
Oh yeah. You pass round a sprawling farm full of chickens and geese on your way there. Unless you're passing directly through in a straight line.
What
I
would
mean,
be
why would they go all the way around?
Because that's where the road is.
Go
Oh, you
the
could
road.
use
There's
the
actually
road.
narrow alleyways you could probably get the cart through.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Use
we'll
the
take You know, maybe we should get some chickens when we leave. Tis always good to have eggs.
I hate chickens.
You can turn the back of the wagon into a little coop or something.
What did they do to spurn you as such?
I don't know, they're just really stupid.
You should
Like Wintildens.
talk less and watch more. Remember what happened last time we were in the big city?
Which time?
Yes.
What happened?
Yes.
Wealth of information.
If you're talking about Sam Ramirez, a lot of things happen. Most of them not good.
Some of them were.
Yeah, eventually.
Right. Eventually, surrounded by residential buildings and a stablery and an obvious blacksmith with ringing bell hammers, you arrive at a sort of large, squat, two-story establishment. There is a sign hanging on a post out front with a big fireplace with a long shadow stretching from it.
Take this to be Shadowheap then.
Why would you call your inn something so ominous?
I don't see the problem.
I draw comfort.
The
At least from the
doors
sign.
from a more raucous tavern-like portion of it burst open, and a couple of men in dark cloaks come out, laughing and slapping each other on the backs, tucking purses of gold into their even larger pouches that are slung on big baldricks around their necks. They weave their way expertly around you and proceed off into the throng.
See, they seem happy. We could check and see what it's like.
No, I mean, I'm not adverse to the place. I just think it's a stupid thing to call an inn. Shadow was in the name.
And it's what fires cast, isn't it?
It's like you're having this argument when you got there instead of
On the way.
before you left for it.
Well, it's like getting here and then realizing it. You know what I mean?
It's like you actually see the thing and you're like, yeah.
Let's just go in.
It's like one of the most hot, annoying places I have to work is called the Kelvin.
Little on the nose.
There's a
don't you think?
little on the nose. Are you going in the inn portion or the tavern portion?
The end portion for a start.
Yes, we have this.
Inside is dimly lit, save but for a huge fireplace that if you look through it, it's like it got a chimney. There's the tavern on the other side. So there is a. You are walked up to by a tidily dressed man on the slim, high cheekboned Burman side with close cropped blonde hair and piercing blue eyes, who looks over the group and he says, "It's 5 gold a day."
Sounds a reasonable price.
And for that 5,
Which of you two is rotting? You share a room
there's
or separates?
what?
Separate rooms. Separate rooms.
Then it's 5 a day. Unless any of you want work.
What kind of work?
Work in the kitchens, chop the wood, look after horses, do work here, and you sleep for free. But it's hard, honest work.
I could work in the kitchens.
He has an interesting tie pin.
I could certainly cut lumber.
With your axe.
Yep.
Looks like a wolf's head in lighter than iron alloy. It's biting a lightning bolt. Do you agree to the price and terms?
I am in agreement if the rest of you are.
Do you wish to be clustered together? In which case you will have to be on the second floor.
Yeah, that's fine.
It
And
certainly
if you
seems
want a
prudent.
room with a window, it's extra.
I would prefer not.
So good. Do you all agree? I'm not making the trip twice.
I don't see an issue.
My name is Heinrich. Yeah.
This is suspicious as fuck.
Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you are?
Baldric. Nice to meet you,
Yes. Baldric.
Adrian.
Very good. Und Sie? Die Frau?
Sulan of King Goshen of the Concerta set.
Solin. Of Clan Goshen. Of the Casada Cert.
Yes.
A popular name. So good. Follow me. He will lead you up to your rooms, give you a heavy iron key each. If you want to clean yourselves up, there's a bathhouse down the road near the pigsty.
Thank you, Papa.
If you wish anything cooked, tell cook. There's a standard rate. The tavern is open, of course. We do not guarantee the safety of your valuables.
Okay.
The wash stand predates stainless steel, so you can't get it wet.
Everything brings these stones down.
Yeah. He'll bustle you both into your room. And he'll join you. He'll be like, you have an interesting name.
You have an interesting.
Many additional services are available to friends of the island.
Much is appreciated.
Smiles broadly and relaxes a bit. I think you should know there's already a Sulin of the Casada Gulshan here.
With the same colour eyes?
No one has your color eyes. That was an interesting choice. But still, there are many things that are available here to people who are from the island. We are friends to the island here. Of course, it would not do well to mention that out in public. Lots of people do not like being taken.
It's not normally mentioned anyway. And I'm not
And
here
the
for
walls
that.
are thin.
And I'm not here for that.
I will leave.
May you always find shade and water.
Leave discreetly, and at that point you will notice he has not once made the sound of a footstep. Also, there are no mirrors or other reflective surfaces anywhere that you've seen.
Okay, I haven't quite clicked.
He doesn't smell like vampires.
Because he isn't one.
I
He
haven't
isn't
clicked.
vampires.
He isn't vampires.
He's
not
vampire.
So there's a second Sulan.
I thought only in my dreams.
None of you know this. It is forbidden, I forbid it. So, what's anyone doing?
Head back out.
Well, I'm I'll be being amused by scribbles making little
Yep,
seafoam.
as he always does.
soaps and foam hats and things.
Go to the bathhouse.
I'm just going to make sure Avalord is
2 coppers.
stabled properly.
Do
burn
I
them away.
have 2 coppers?
No, you don't. You will have to. They won't do change.
I just gave away my last corpus to.
Well, you could pay for both of you, and that way you wouldn't be just handing away money for nothing.
I'm still basically heading. Fuck it, why not? I'll just pay for both of us. I'll mention Sulan's appearance, and if she comes by, she's paid for it too.
Yeah, happy to do the sehr gut. Fresh soap, scrubbing brush. Do we need someone to help scrub your back?
No, that's fine.
No.
Because they have a slave girl.
I think we're
Slavery
okay.
is legal in Burmania.
That doesn't mean I have to
It's
like
not
it.
morally good, but it is legal.
Yeah. We definitely don't accept their service in that regard.
Okay, I will just continue whipping her then.
Really?
No! Well, maybe.
But
You
no,
don't
Not
know,
when
she
she's
might do
not
something
doing
wrong.
anything, like...
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, I'll go to the bathhouse and
Oh, you also okay. Well, you're paid. Oh, you're already paid for. If you need anyone to scrub your back, I'm available.
why would I need you to scrub my back? I can do it perfectly
That-
fine myself.
So you will be busy doing that. I could scrub your front. They just want you gone.
a strange place we seem to have decided to stay at.
I don't know. It seems more reasonable than 40 gold a night.
Certainly. Should be much easier to lay low there. The proprietor is a strange man, though.
Is he?
Very quiet, if you noticed.
I would have said reasonable and upfront.
The fireplace there does remind me of home, though, so there is that.
Well,
How empty is the bathhouse? The piece we're in?
quite full.
I won't say anything.
There are
we're
about
doing here.
10 or 12 people here,
Right.
desperately trying to scrub the filth of the new city from them, if not the road. Yes, indeed. So, the day wears on.
How full is my bathhouse?
It isn't.
Oh,
It's just you do.
straight.
Would you need anyone to scrub your back? There's people, like paid servants, not slaves.
Oh, if any of them are good looking, sure.
Guys are, yes.
Yeah, Chad
Out of
over
the-
there.
Out of the girls.
Fairly
that
handsome.
is.
Yeah.
There's a couple. There's
Garrett.
like a 7. Scribbles is like just doing scribbles things and put the foam
He
and
looks
soap.
lonesome.
Yep.
They're like, oh no, a rat has gotten in here. Let me exterminate. He's
No,
like,
no.
begone, thought.
He's with me.
Oh, I didn't realise you were diseased.
He's a clean rat, especially
Yeah,
now. He could only be happier if he could float on a big wedge of cheese.
And the scribble gives you the impression that the lye soap would ruin the cheese. So no, he can do that. No, he hasn't seen the others recently, by the way. Just in case you were going to ask him if his
because
omniscience radar was on.
If we knew where we were staying.
I'll head up to my room and await the message.
From the others that they've found a place, yes.
I'll take the opportunity to write some journal, actually,
Okay,
because
cool.
I haven't
Yep.
for a while.
Once we get out of the bathhouse, back into the room, I'll write up a small note detailing that we're in Shadowheath. We have a interesting proprietor, to say the least.
So do you have no money?
Oh, yeah. Since our travels, I have sort of worn through my purse, as it were. Especially with those beggars back there. But
I want to drop down to the blacksmith bath and have a see what he does.
Ah, the blacksmith that's near Shadowheart?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?